Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to cover all the key points of the PlayStation blog post that was posted on Tuesday the 13th of September. I'm also going to be going over the darker themes that have been presented in the game, what it all means, explain the PlayStation exclusives, and also explain what we can look forward to seeing from the Hogwarts Legacy marketing team in the next couple months before the game releases. And I promise if you stick with me to the end of this video, a lot of this overlaps, and there is a method to my madness. For those of you who would like to read the full PlayStation blog post, I will leave a link to it in the description. Starting off, I'm going to talk about the Sebastian's Dark Legacy trailer. Sebastian is one of the characters that we were introduced to during the gameplay trailer. We do know that the storyline that the Dark Legacy trailer is based off is one of his personal storylines as a companion if you build up your relationship with him. The first thing that's covered in the PlayStation blog post is this Dark Legacy trailer and how the development team wanted to showcase the darker side of Hogwarts Legacy in this trailer. And I want to point out, I think this has a lot to do with what the fans have been wanting ever since the game was originally announced with its morality system. People have been asking the question, just how dark can you go? Are there going to be unforgivable curses? What can you do? In the gameplay trailer, we saw that Avada Kedavra was in the game, so then people started to ask, well, what other unforgivable curses are in the game? I think the inclusion of these darker themes and darker story options is a great idea because it gives the game more replayability. As a developer and as a gamer, you want the game to have an element of replayability, especially if there are different storylines that you can tap into through different playstyles, because there are obviously situations where maybe a player doesn't choose to become friends with Sebastian and get close to him and explore this darker storyline. But that also means that there are people who will, and so I like that the game is showing us that it's going to have some variety, especially in our choices. In the blog post, Chandler does say that this questline and all the other companion questlines are completely optional, and therefore the player has the decision to decide how they take the game. We've already seen just how much this game is being made with different types of players in mind. There's players that are going to want to get into every fight they can, go down every dark alley they can, and then there's going to be players who just want to explore the world and enjoy the lore and all that. And I think the development team is doing a really wonderful job at balancing the two while creating a story within a world that is already so beloved. With all that being said, I am very interested to see just how much these companion storylines will impact the game, and also what other kinds of choices will we have to make that define the ending or the path of the story in this game. The second part of the blog post covers the newest Haunted Hogsmeade Shop trailer, which will be a PlayStation exclusive quest until the 10th of February 2024. It is a quest that is at the core of the game. That's how Chandler worded it, but I'm not sure if that means like core as in central to the plot of the game or in the middle of the game, but something along those lines. My personal theory for this is that Miss Mason, the shop's owner, is trying to sell it to get rid of this haunted chest which has a dungeon in the game, but she's been unable to do it with previous sellers and she's just trying to find somebody to take it. And then once you as the player solve this, I think that you are going to take over ownership. In the blog post, it does say that players will be able to sell goods and gear here for a better rate than anywhere else. So we're going to be able to own our own Hogsmeade shop if we so choose, which I think that's a really interesting element in the game. And I do remember there were people that were asking that kind of question when news first started coming out about the game. So I think that's also another layer of just replayability, and like I mentioned before, replayability is going to be a really big hit or miss with this game, and I think that's what's going to give this game so much more value. My biggest disappointment is when I enjoy a game, but I don't enjoy it enough to where I ever want to replay it again. Which with some games is fine, but with a story as big as Hogwarts Legacy with so many different options, you do want a game that has replayability. And I do want to say it is a bit upsetting that some of this stuff is going to be exclusive to a certain platform for an amount of time, but I'm just thankful that the entire game wasn't exclusive to one platform only, like some games have been in the past. This game has the potential to be something really wonderful, and it would be a shame if it had been exclusive to only one console. I also don't find it surprising that there are some PlayStation exclusive items and content for the game, because PlayStation has done a lot of the reveals and the marketing for this game and has partnered with Avalanche to do all this. So again, while it's a little bit disappointing, I can see from the business side why they're doing this. The PlayStation blog article wraps up by showing this cosmetic set that is obtained after finishing the Hogsmeade Haunted Shop quest, and then Chandler also mentions that PlayStation pre-orders will get access to the recipe for Felix Felicis. Now, this is a luck potion, but the way it's being used in-game is it will reveal gear chests to you on the minimap for one in-game day. So this is clearly pointing out that the in-game day and night cycle will have some type of effect if you're only able to use the effects of this potion during one in-game day. Although that is accurate to the temporary effects that we know for this potion to begin with. I also think this is a lot like the Assassin's Creed option, where sometimes there would be, in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, an option to pay a merchant walking down the street a certain amount of silver to see something that you were missing in your collectibles show up on your minimap. So I don't think this is all that different from other games, but I do think the interesting part is the fact that I don't think this will be something you can brew straight off the bat, or that it will be. This is something that appears like you will have to build up your skill or your resources to be able to make this potion to reveal chest locations. I know other games that are similar that have had microtransactions that would allow you to see items on your minimap. So I really appreciate that Hogwarts Legacy is giving you a way to earn this feature. It will be interesting to see how all of this works out, and I'm excited to see more on this game. If you've made it this far, congratulations, because there were times I wasn't sure I was going to make it this far recording today. But that covers everything from the PlayStation blog post that you need to know without having to read it. I believe that we'll see more on user interfaces, how the map interacts with the world, how quests are acquired. I would personally love to see more on combat in the game and just how that interacts and what your different options are. I also want to know how gameplay components like classes and houses are going to work. And just those quality of life features is what I'm most excited to see. But we do have some time before February, so I'm sure a lot of this will be revealed. If you want to keep up to date with all things Hogwarts Legacy and stay excited about this amazing game, then don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe.